For a hyper naked motorcycle like this, which is super powerful, I wanted to have them checked at Ducati, and here I am at VFM Ducati. But yeah, quick short burst. When the traffic is less, you're going to enjoy the motorcycle. But of course, it's too powerful for the city. You cannot use it in the city at even half of its rev range sometimes. Just that, yeah, it is a very angry motorcycle. It doesn't like too much to be. Of course, this motorcycle is not going to be as aggressive as the Super Sports, but then the handlebar is still quite forward set. It is not. You got to work on your fitness to be able to ride motorcycles like this. It's fun to ride it. Sir, number plate, you see the bike, sir, there's no place, imported. So far so good, the bike feels good, the chain slack makes a big difference in how hydraulic clutch also feels good. It is an electronic steering dampener and you cannot manually adjust it. Mainly, it's also the way the riders are holding on to the handlebar once you start feeling the wobble. You gotta keep it loose. The steering dampener will do its job and bring it and make it stable again. Very hot afternoon, guys. It is a hot afternoon. Of course, the Ducatis are hot and the weather is pretty hot. Riding from North Bangalore to Central Bangalore takes some sort of an effort while you're riding a hot motorcycle like the Ducati Streetfighter V4. Not that it is too bad like the Panigale V4, but then yes, it is hot. But at least it doesn't have the aggressive position like the Panigale. This is still a flat handlebar. Even though this is flat, it's not quite upright. It is still aggressive for a naked stance. But you need to have this kind of stance because if you're slightly more upright, you're gonna feel a lot of wind blast. So this is, the dynamics are just right for this motorcycle. For a hyper naked motorcycle like this, which is super powerful. So yes, the last video we discussed about my first ride on this bike and the few niggles that I faced. We wanted to have them checked at Ducati, and here I am at VFM Ducati. Yep, so we're gonna get the bike checked here. Let's see what they have to say. Yep, just done with all the checkups. There were some niggles which were sorted. Chain slack, the adjustment was done. I think they've done bleeding for the hydraulic clutch, and yep, some other synchronization was done because of that slight lag that I was having. That's all sorted. Thanks to team VFM, Sam and everybody else, Faraz, Balaji, they were all helpful here and they got it done quickly. I could just wait here and take the motorcycle. So, yep, let's take it for a ride and see what it feels like. Cool, see ya, bye. The bike feels easy to ride, just that the turning radius is a bit tricky. Thanks. Service support is quite good. VST, VFM both are there. I got it done at VFM since I knew the folks here. Sam, Faraz, Balaji also was quite helpful. So all of these guys worked on the motorcycle, ensured that I could get it done quickly. And yep, I even had to replace the battery. The battery health was not good. 3 years it has just run 1,000 kilometers. So you can understand why the battery health would have been bad. So yeah, I needed a battery as well. Battery is also replaced. Service was done very recently, so that was not required. So whatever basic checks were needed, we've got that done. So far it feels okay. After a longer ride, I'll be able to tell if those niggles were sorted and if I'm satisfied with them. So yeah, the bike feels good to ride around in the city. It's easy to ride. It doesn't feel heavy. It's a very nimble and a very compact motorcycle. It's got a long wheelbase, but the steering geometry and everything, the dynamics work really well. And it's a fun motorcycle to ride. The only thing is the turning radius. You see this? It's just this much. So yeah, it can get a bit tricky at times. The heat management is decent for the Streetfighter V4. The V4 engines heat up quite a lot, but since this is a naked motorcycle, it feels a lot better. The Pani Gale, for that matter, heats up way more than this. It directly strikes the hot air onto your calf muscle. This one is nothing of that sort. But yeah, it is peak summer right now in Bangalore. And yeah, the motorcycle will feel hot. It gets a bit tiring to ride the bike around in the city, which it is not meant for in the first place. But yeah, quick short burst when the traffic is less, you're going to enjoy the motorcycle. But of course, it's too powerful for the city. You cannot use it in the city at even half of its rev range sometimes. You take it on the highway, yes, it's super fun, super powerful. So the motorcycle is fun to ride in the city, just that the turning radius of this motorcycle is a bit weird, and apart from that, yeah, it's easy to ride. You just cannot use all of its power or anywhere even close to half of its power in the city. But it's an enjoyable bike to ride. It's nimble, you can play around, you can flick through the traffic. That's what the Streetfighter is meant for. That's what any naked motorcycle is meant for. It's got a long wheelbase. It's a compact motorcycle, but it's got a long wheelbase. But yeah, it feels super nimble. Just that, yeah, it is a very angry motorcycle. It doesn't like too much to be the lower revs. You see this? Under that 4,000 RPM mark, doesn't like being there. Apart from that, it's a good motorcycle to even ride in the city. The ergonomics is something you gotta get used to initially. Of course, this motorcycle is not gonna be as aggressive as the Super Sports, but then the handlebar is still quite forward set. It is not. Most of the other naked bikes have the handlebar slightly upper, but on this motorcycle it's slightly lower. If I'm not sure if you can notice it this way, but that's only good for the motorcycle. That's only good for the rider because the kind of power that this bike makes, it pulls insanely, and for that you gotta be crouched down quite a lot. You can't be sitting upright. If you're sitting, the more upright you sit, the more wind blast you're gonna feel. But then yes, I was used to the comfortable S1000 XR for a while. I've been riding lesser super sports too. I'm feeling a bit of strain here on my arms. I think yes, it's something I'll get used to eventually. But it was quite painful. I did not feel this much during the ride, but after I completed the ride at night, there was quite a lot of strain. Definitely, you gotta work on your fitness to be able to ride motorcycles like this. It's not just the ergonomics, but the way this bike pulls, the kind of torque and power that this has, it's insane. I mean, on a naked motorcycle, the way this bike pulls and is capable of doing over 260, 270 kilometers per hour effortlessly, and in the right hands, it can go even say above 300 kilometers per hour. And this bike also has an Akrapovic exhaust and a fuel, so it makes about 220 bhp. Yeah, quite usable. Once you have this kind of traffic that's moving, you will enjoy the motorcycle. But the moment you get stuck in traffic, any motorcycle is going to get irritating. But the Ducatis tend to become a little more hotter. But this one is not as bad as the Panigale V4, as I said. Panigale V4 is really bad. The kind of motorcycles that I'm used to, like the RS V4 and all, the heating was never a problem for me in the first place in this bike. I've ridden in quite bad traffic. It's always on check. The temperature is always on check. There are 5 bars here. It's mostly around the 3 bars mark, and the coolant fan keeps running and brings it down to 2 bars. I think just once saw it going to 4 bars, but the radiator fan again worked and it came down quickly again. But you see this now, I'm in the first gear in very low RPM. The bike is shuddering. It doesn't like being in this rev range, and that's the character of a V4, and that's okay. That's how they are. It's fun to ride. Sir, number plate. You see the bike, sir. There's no place. Imported. Okay, sir. Thank you. Very polite cop. Luckily, he just said there's no number plate in the front. Get it done. I showed him there is no place in the front. He's like, just get it done. Good. Sometimes there are polite cops who will understand. Such a fun motorcycle in the city. Seriously, I'm enjoying this bike. Like yesterday when I was riding the bike in my ride with my buddies, one of them, my friend Kamran, he was like, you were all over the road. Like, not in a bad way, but then he was like, you're able to like zip through so easily and so effortlessly, and we are like unable to understand and predict what you're going to do next. I mean, that's how effortless it is to flick this motorcycle around. And he was like, you're all over. So yeah, it is fun, it is enjoyable, and they were also like happy, you know. I've been riding the S1000 XR for quite some time, and this is a mental machine, something similar to what my RS V4 was. And this is even more insane because it's a naked motorcycle. So they were all like happy, and yep, I had some really good fun during the ride. So far so good. The bike feels good. The chain slack makes a big difference in how the bike will feel. It did not just create that sound. Whenever I deaccelerated, it created a sort of a sound. It not only that, it also made the bike feel so uneasy, because when you give throttle, you feel like something is really obstructing you, and when you deaccelerate again, I hear the thud sound of the chain hitting somewhere. So that's completely sorted. Thanks to the folks at VFM for getting this done quickly, and the other niggles as well. Hydraulic clutch also feels good now. I mean, so far whatever riding I've done, I did not feel this going in. In fact, yesterday during the highway ride itself, not even in the city, yes, due to heat, I understand that the clutch can go in. But even on the highway, this clutch was going in quite a lot. So I think they've done the bleeding and the issue is sorted. It feels good now. And battery health was poor. There were a couple of times where the bike completely refused to start, and I had to jump start the motorcycle, and then they checked and said the battery health is poor. They just replaced it. I just asked them to simply replace it. No need to take chances. It's obvious it had done just 1,000 kilometers in 3 years. I do feel some pain around this area on this motorcycle. I think I gotta get used to the right way to sit on this motorcycle. You gotta keep your upper body loose. I'm trying that as much as I can. But sometimes in poor traffic, like this will get a bit strained. So I'm still feeling it, but I think eventually I'll get used to it. Maybe, not keep it too stiff, like when I'm riding around, I keep it this way, a bit loose. You never keep your upper body too tight. That's what they teach on the track as well. Keep the upper body loose so that you have good leverage. You can flick the handlebar around. You guys might have seen the thing with ZX10Rs where the bike has those tank slappers and those scary wobbles. One thing what I've understood is it is because that particular steering dampener on that generation, the 7th generation of the ZX10R, it is an electronic steering dampener, and you cannot manually adjust it. There are other motorcycles that have electronic steering dampener too, but where it is placed also matters, and apparently on the ZX10R the placement is such that it was causing the issue. But mainly it's also the way the riders are holding on to the handlebar. Once you start feeling the wobble, you gotta keep it loose. The steering dampener will do its job and bring it and make it stable again. But if you keep it too tight, then you are preventing the steering dampener from doing its job. You're keeping it too tight. When you keep it loose, it will stabilize by itself. But if you keep it too tight, it's going to wobble even worse. And that's why a lot of ZX10Rs have had those death wobbles, and a few of them have even crashed. It's happened to the ZX6R as well. So yeah, keep your upper body loose basically. You will understand the right way to sit on it, and yeah, once you get used to it, the motorcycle is extremely fun to ride. That's it for today, guys. I've reached my workplace after all the checkups that were done. Enjoyed the ride in the city. That's it for today. I'll make a more detailed video on my next ride. I'll make a proper review in my next ride after understanding how the bike feels now with all those niggles sorted, and I'll make a detailed review hopefully. So that's it for today. Until next time, ciao.